Hi, I'm Andy Cocktaildress from Co-op Culture, and welcome to another of our short instructional videos for co-ops, community businesses, and their development workers. In this series of videos, we've been looking at key financial performance indicators and how we can apply key financial performance indicators to a co-op's finances or set of figures to get more information, to extract more information than you get from just the pure numbers. In the last few videos, we've been looking at sales growth, how you measure it, how you predict future trends based on historic data. And today in this video, we're going to be looking at, well, what happens if our sales aren't growing, but shrinking? Yeah, so we're looking at sales shrinkage. And in doing so, we're going to introduce a new key financial performance indicator called the margin of safety. So we've all been there. We're either in a co-op or we've been supporting a co-op whose sales have started to decline, whose sales have started to contract, to shrink. And what that means is if we did the sales growth, if we calculate the sales growth as a percentage, the figure would be negative. So we'll be looking at a sales decline. What we're mostly interested in this situation is how long can this decline continue before we make a loss? Now, usually when this happens, if you're in a co-op, the co-op itself will start to panic. Or if you're a co-op development worker or community business supporter, the client will come to you quite agitated. Oh no, it's a disaster. We're not selling as much as we used to. And one of your roles is to tell them, okay, it's not a disaster. Yeah, we need to come up with a plan. We need to work out how to reverse the trend. But a useful bit of information for that is, well, how long have you got? How long can your sales decline on this nature, continue declining along this trend before you make a loss? So how long, if you predict the trend into the future, will it be before the sales figures cross the break-even point? So what we are interested in is, what is the date when this intersection occurs? So to do that, we need a new metric. And this new metric is called the margin of safety. What the margin of safety does is it gives you a percentage that your sales can fall before you make a loss. You can calculate your margin of safety by taking your current sales, subtracting from your current sales the break-even point, which we've explained in earlier videos. And if you aren't sure how to calculate your break-even point, please go back and look at other videos in this channel and in this playlist, which explain how that happens. And you divide that sum by your current sales. You would times that by 100 to express it as a percentage. And that gives you your margin of safety. And that tells you how much your sales can fall before you make a loss. In and of itself, this is quite a useful metric. A lot of people understand percentages easier than pure numbers. Just people have everyone's brain works in a different way. So some people really like pure numbers, some people really like percentages. So this is a useful figure, even if your sales aren't falling, to just let you know how far above your break-even point you are. However, if your sales are falling, there's an extra element to this which enables it to come into its own. What you do is you combine your sales growth figure, which is now a sales shrinkage figure, with your margin of safety. And if you divide your margin of safety by your sales growth or sales shrinkage figure, then you'll know how long you can continue your sales shrinking at that rate that they are shrinking before you make a loss. And in this, we say how many periods you can continue your sales shrinking by, because the sales growth figure is calculated based on periods. So the period is whatever the period is that you put in your sales growth figure. So if your sales growth figure was this year's figures subtracted by subtract last year's figures, then the period is a year. If it's this year's figures subtracted by last month's figures, then the period is a month. Yeah. And that will enable you to calculate how long your sales can continue to shrink at this rate before you make a loss. So for example, if my margin of safety was 10%, but I've been got a current sales contraction of -3% or -3.33%, then I could continue with that sales growth contraction, for 3 years before I made a loss. So that was our video on sales shrinkage and its role, and how you combine the sales shrinkage percentage figure with margin of safety to enable you to work out at what point you may make a loss. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, please click the like button. If you have any comments on this video, or if you have any videos you would like to see us make in future on this channel, please leave them in the comments section below. If you want to be notified when we upload more short instructional videos for co-ops, community businesses and their development workers, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.